Well, hello from number 10 Downing Street, where Andy Burnham has completed his first week as Prime Minister with a series of eye-catching announcements, all designed to show that his government means business. Well, one headline decision has been to elevate artificial intelligence to the very heart of government, appointing Kanishka Narayan as the UK's first cabinet-level Minister for Artificial Intelligence. The move has been presented by Downing Street as a world's first, with ministers arguing AI should play a central role in boosting productivity, modernising public services and driving economic growth. Critics, though, have been quick to dismiss this as little more than a symbolic move, highlighting the lack of dedicated resources and real decision-making power at Minister Narayan's disposal. Meanwhile, the new PM has put the UK's cost of living crisis front and centre of his cabinet's agenda, instructing his ministers earlier this week to be a cost of living cabinet and announcing the removal of VAT for domestic electricity bills from October. Now, the government says the change will save the average household around £45 a year and is just the first step in a wider programme to reduce household costs. However, that announcement has prompted criticism from opposition politicians and some economists, arguing that a saving of around £45 a year, less than £1 a week, is simply just too modest to make a meaningful difference for families. Other commentators have gone even further, mocking the Prime Minister for taking a triumphant tone over a policy that delivers a daily saving of just 12 pence, just enough to buy one carrot or half a cut-price bread roll. So as the argument over policies continues, so too a growing debate over where power in Britain is physically located. In a radical change of approach, today the Prime Minister will officially work not from this house behind me, but from a new headquarters based in Manchester called the Number 10 North, describing it as the nerve centre for a rewired Britain. Mr Burnham said Number 10 North will be the conduit through which we redistribute power and resources across the country. He added, for 40 years, power and resources have been sucked into the centre. Number 10 North will now change that by putting more power into every postcode across the entire country. So, some big changes and strong symbolic statements. But after just 1 week in office, what do we really know about Britain's new direction? And is there yet such a thing as Burnhamism? Well, to be fair to Andy Burnham, he has set out a direction of travel, a government focused on public sector reform, shifting power to previously neglected regions, easing pressure on household budgets, and an intention, at least, to support the country's tech sector. There is some clarity. New ministers are energised, and in many parts of Westminster, there is some optimism. The big questions now, though, are how far will these early headline-grabbing announcements translate into a country that feels fairer and is more prosperous? And far beyond the orbits of both old and new Number 10, what does the electorate really think of the nation's new Prime Minister? This is Guy Shone for A News from the original Number 10 Downing Street.